chances are that I'm gonna trip this power strip here. Get a mercury going.
I won't need that.
You won't?
Oh, yeah, I will, actually. Well, not necessary, but I'll use it.
Got it working?
Well, yes, except that the green line at 546 shows up from the fluorescent light, but I see one at 610 that isn't listed here, a red one at 610.
6. Oh, yeah. That really bright red one at 16?
Yeah,
What would that
but
be?
it's not listed here.
Yeah, since those things were made, these new fluorescent lights have some other stuff in them.
I see.
Yeah.
Interesting.
All right, I see we have to do that. I know we do have to.
If nothing else, y'all have some fun with those.
Looks like mercury.
You are. Chris, you been able to get out any?
No, man. Not at all, unfortunately.
Me either. It's frustrating.
Yeah, no. Last couple nights I know that, well, not the last couple nights, a couple nights before, about 3-4 nights ago. I wanted to, man. I just couldn't get everything done in time. Seems like every night that I have nothing going on, it's cloudy or raining. And every night that I'm free, every night that it's clear, I got a million things going on.
11.
Got you a gavel?
Yeah, she got it.
Oh, yeah, the little gavel.
Of course, as soon as we brought it in, everybody said, "Oh, that's for Lloyd." How have you been?
Superb, superb. Took a nice little vacation trip to Albuquerque, New Mexico.
Yeah, it's moving down.
How's the skies?
You know, we went out one night and there weren't any clouds, but there was enough haze. Even though we got way out on the mesa, far away from the city lights, there was enough haze that we couldn't see the Milky Way. And that's unusual out there, usually. In fact, that was at about 10 o'clock at night. And I happened to step outside at 4:30 the next morning, and it was clear as a bell. The Milky Way stood out, and there was Cassiopeia right overhead. But that was a disappointment, but it was a great trip anyway.
Mercury line from the fluorescence shows up.
Yeah. See, what is it?
Well, it says 436 on here. It looks like about 4. I know it's right at 430, but
Electricity. The mercury vapor. I can't remember how fluorescents work. Mercury vapor emits. Is it UV or? No, it's
the mercury emits UV, and then
Which
the
is-
UV
is pick
excites
up
the fluorescence. I mean,
fluorescence,
the fluoresces the
coating.
phosphor in it. Yeah.
Mhm.
And you got a little bit of. There's another gas, a little bit, just to get that initial arc going. I can't remember which gas it is.
It's probably 610.
Could be the 610, yeah, whatever 610 is.
Yeah, that's-
But that 610 is a really strong line.
Yes, it is.
yeah, these things, these newer bulbs have something different. They're not just a straight mercury bulb.
Right.
They've got a.
Well, the mercury line shows up really good.
1, 2, 3,
Hey!
4.
Five,
That,
10,
then there's a yellow line just below 600. There's got a
What's that?
spectrum.
What's that 540 line? or right
That's
around,
546.
that's also Mercury, okay,
How'd you-
546.
Doctor visit go? Yeah,
You kind of feeling here, walking sideways, so it's not been too bad.
No, I'm still living, alive,
And then
breathing.
the spectrum above and below that
What is
610 line is
This
just too.
spectrograph, take a look at the bulb with it, you'll see.
Yeah, that's some of the new coatings that give you the broader color,
Right.
not the,
it don't matter what you.
Then what's
put it.
in between,
Oh, okay.
in between that in between the 4, 10, 20, 30, like that 430 mercury, and then you got the 5 what's that? Like the light,
right around.
Kinda in the middle there.
490 or so.
yeah, 49, yeah.
I think that's kind of a band, I think that's probably something from the coatings as well.
Hydrogen is 486, but it's not that.
Yeah, you see how it's kind of spread out?
Yeah, it's all spread out,
I
yeah.
think that's probably from the coatings, but
Uh.
I couldn't tell you for sure.
That's our
Yeah,
new.
remember the spectrograph we had over at the National Tech, that thing was metal.
Somebody walk by, they gonna think me crazy. I'm just, everybody was there.
Yeah.
I think it's interesting that the purple line, that 435 or so, is a very sharp line.
Yeah.
And then that orangish yellow is a real spectrum. And the red is a spectrum.
Well, if you notice the purple line and the green line are both mercury,
Pretty sharp, yeah.
but
Yeah.
they're,
I'm just wondering, from my, simplistic view of it, a gas, you would expect to have at least a rarefied gas,
Right.
sharp line,
Right, yeah.
and then higher pressure, maybe spread out into a spectrum.
Yeah, so the sharp lines, like you were saying, the violet and the green are from the mercury vapor, but the broader lines are from the coating.
from the coating.
Solid.
Yeah, that's my understanding of it. So something fluoresces in there over a broader range.
Yeah, and I'm sure the different, like a cool white and a warm, are gonna give you different spectrums also.
Yeah, yeah.
A cool's gonna be more, I think, more of a, you're gonna have sharper lines, where these are warmer, so it's gonna be more spread out.
Yeah, the older tubes don't have all those bands in there like that. They're pretty much just a mercury line.
Oh,
They knew we were coming.
Hello,
They
Jack.
didn't turn on the air conditioner for us. So.
Yeah, it's not too bad.
Our kid, because the sun's been shining on that wall for 7 hours, and with the door shut, it's gonna get a little warm.
It feels comfortable in here now.
You know what, I bet. I bet it's got its unoccupied. I'll give it 30 minutes at 18.
I thought that restaurant.
Yeah. I finally
Do you happen
remembered.
to know what the line spacing is, or how many lines?
I don't.
But I looked to see, it doesn't mention.
Yeah, it might say somewhere in the instruction guide or something.
Probably does.
But I do not know. These things, so you got the line at 436, and this one, that one sits at 437 on here, so you're within a nanometer of the value. That's
Yeah.
a $20 spectroscope.
Yeah, very close.
Yeah. And when you got, and there's another spectroscope in the display case down there, that's a $1,200 spectroscope. That'll get you that other 1 nanometer.
is that what
Or
metal?
you could take this one apart and shift the scale over a little bit.
Yeah.
I was gonna say, it's probably the scale's just not in there,
$10.
right?
Yeah, yeah, that's pretty much the way it goes. We had some cardboard ones that I was telling you
Yeah.
last night, the cardboard ones you can get in there. Well, you actually can, see that little thing right there, you
Yeah.
grab that and slide it back and forth, that's how you calibrate it. But,
I mean, this one's pretty close here.
yeah,
Put a little point through that,
uh-huh,
shift it.
yeah.
No, this is very close.
That Project Star stuff, they came out about 10 years ago, 15 years ago, with some cool stuff. Cool, inexpensive stuff.
Yeah. What made me think these, like I said, is, watches Cosmos, and they're doing the, I think, episode of Sisters of the Stars, and it's about the, ladies who, I can't remember the college.
It's Harvard, wasn't
Or,
it?
yeah, I believe it was
I
Harvard.
think that's-
They were cataloging stars, and they were using the spectrum to do it. And it made me think, you know, I remember looking at spectrums from, from Nashville Tech. And I said, maybe, I don't know if any of y'all ever seen this. So I said, I had to check, see if the school had these. And it was just neat, because you watch the episode, and it shows them that they're looking on plates. And on the plate, you got your, of course, for the star to make, for the show to make it easy to understand what they're looking at, they've got the constellations drawn out with spectrums.
Right.
So, she's looking at it through a little, and it was, I thought, well, that'd be a great little tie-in for here, because, we could look at the bulbs and identify, and then, I'm not sure how exactly they do it, but, you can, because of the shift to either direction of the spectrum, you can tell whether it's coming toward us or going away.
Yeah, the Doppler
Yeah.
effect, or compresses, or
And that's something that blows my mind. Down to meters per second.
Yeah, 2 meters per second.
Good gracious.
oh yeah, it tells you here to calibrate it. To calibrate it, you want a fluorescent light, and you slide the scale until the green line's at 456. That's what it says.
Cameron did a good job on this one.
This one.
Yeah, it's just, I had some pictures, but I don't.
I lost them.
One of us did. One of us did. Because I was gonna show what I was telling you about, where they're actually showing, looking at the plates, and it's got the star clusters forming out, but they're all spectrums, and she's looking at it. And I just thought it was neat that, we could have something as a representation of it. I wish we had more people here tonight. But, and in fact, that you can identify what's in the star, what it's burning by using this. Oh, burning, fusing.
Yeah. If you, if the moon's up, you can look at the moon and get the solar spectrum, because it reflects it, and you can see the absorption line in the solar spectrum.
I'm assuming that you couldn't, point like on Terry's or something and see it.
No, I don't think so.
Right,
I don't think you get enough light out of it. You might feed a telescope into it, but probably, well, I don't know, you have to do some sort of column.
LED on my phone is just 2 lines.
Is it too simplistic to say that since the speed of light is 3 times 10 to the 8th meters per second, that the resolution possible now with fine spectrometers is like 1 part of 10 to the 8th? We're talking about a few meters per second.
Yeah. That's right. As a shift is basically a ratio of c plus the velocity over c, more or less. So yeah, that's it, yeah, 1 part of 10 to 8.
Now, the more lines you have per centimeter, or per meter, the broader the spectrum, greater the spread on the
Right,
spectrum.
right, the finer the grain, greater the spread, yeah.
And then beyond that, you just have to have a very fine microscope, I guess, to 2 different ways of increasing your sensitivity.
Yeah. So you gotta be able to separate the lines. Like, that's like resolution of telescope, you have to have a certain size lens to get a certain magnification, or you're just making that much after a point. So same, you gotta have enough lines to grade and spread behind that. Enough quality so that, the lines have to be regular enough so that each line, each gap is giving you the same spread, so if your spacing is off by, 0.1% of scattered lines, then you're gonna have a 0.1% resolution, essentially.
Fire the bulbs and like that?
Yeah, sure.
That way we.
Could play a little bit.
So now, I don't know if y'all figured out, but it's a little bit harder with the bulbs, but this is where the light comes in, so that's where where things, got that little square. And so that's what you gotta aim at the two, to like that. I'll turn these on. We can turn the lights on too. Have a little psychedelic block party here. That, well, you should be able to recognize that from looking at the light bulbs.
Yes. Turn your lights off. There we go.
And I brought in a handful of just unmounted diffraction gratings. Well, they're mounted in a ring, but they're not set up with a scale or anything, so you can see the spectrum spread out on either side if you don't like looking through that tiny slit in the scope. And that's these right here. Hold it up to your eye, turn it one way. See the spectrum. If you want to get up and get closer to them, to me, that's what kind of what you have to do. Is get close to it to find it, get in.